Hello beautiful people, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Oluchimwa, and on this channel I talk about cake business and I share tips and strategies on how you can grow your cake business from 0 to 100 literally. If you're stopping by my channel for the first time, you are most welcome to our channel. You're most welcome to my channel. You're welcome to this family. We have a growing, flourishing family here and would love to have you with us. Okay, please, so don't forget to click on the subscribe button to become a member of the family and also smash the like button right away because I'm going to share value as always. And if you've always been here, thank you for your support. This is 2023. Let's do bigger, let's do better this year. Thank you so much for your support in the past year. And today I'll be talking about something that is very, very important. So I'm talking about some cake tools that are underrated. They are not so common. We really don't talk about them, but they are very important when it comes to baking based on the experiences I've had so far. So what are these cake tools? We're going to be talking about them in a bit, and I'm going to be talking about 5. Of course, these tools are more than 5, but I'm just going to be keeping it simple and keeping it at 5. Okay, so if you want to know what these cake tools are and why you need to get them, then you want to stick around because I'll be right back. And you're welcome back. So like I said, we're talking about underrated cake tools. Underrated must-have cake tools that you need to have in your baking or caking arsenal for 2023. What is the first tool? In no particular order, your pizza cutter. So you need a pizza cutter, and it's very, very important. I used to have this very, very lovely pizza cutter. It's just that it got missing before I left for this place, but that's the pizza cutter that I've always featured in almost all of my videos. If you see this video getting dark, please pardon me, the weather is just going up and down as always. So I used to have this beautiful pizza cutter, quality one that I bought like many years back when I started baking, basically. Oh god. So I used to have this pizza cutter that I used to use for my caking many years ago, that I got many years ago. It was quality, straight and everything. Pardon me, I can't keep stopping the video and coming back. It's just the weather, it's going up and down, so it's dark light, dark light. Can you see what's happening? So I'm not going to touch it again, I'm just going to go straight ahead. Okay, hoping that you understand. So what do you use your pizza cutter for? It's for cutting your lines, like clean, sweet lines. I know there's an alternative. You can use your craft knife, you can use your, I don't know what else they call it, I think sugar craft knife or something. But if you do not have that, and if you cannot use that well to cut your straight lines when you're cutting fondant especially, you want to get a pizza cutter that is good, that is solid. I know I tried replacing them at some point. I got like 2 orders, but they were just wobbly. The wheels were just wobbly, and then I couldn't get straight lines with that, so I just stuck to my yellow knife, like I popularly call it. So I used my craft knife and also had my pizza cutter on the side. Although it was old, it had stayed over the years, but it helps me a great deal. So when you want to cut fondants, like you can see, or you must have seen in my videos, my fondant videos, I just maintain a straight line and just cut, and it helps me. It's really, really underrated. We really don't talk about it, but I would encourage you to get it, especially if you're new to fondant, or if you've been using fondant and you've been finding it difficult to achieve straight lines when you're cutting your fondant. Please get a pizza cutter in 2023. The next tool I'll be talking about is a shovel tool. I used to have this beautiful shovel tool. That got misplaced when I was living in Nigeria. So I don't have that shovel tool anymore, and it's so sad for me because I bought it at a very pricey amount when I was back home in Nigeria, and it served me for a good number of days. Like, it served me for a while. What do you use your shovel tool for actually? If you've watched my decorating videos, I'm going to link the playlist somewhere so you can see my cake decorating videos when I used to decorate cakes back home, when I was still working actively back home. You would see that tool. I use it to pick my fondant. When I've rolled an edible print on fondant or a paper print on fondant and I've cut it out cleanly or neatly, I use that shovel tool to pick up the fondant. I don't pull it, because when you pull it, it pulls out, it stretches the edges, stretches the fondant, stretches the edges, and it just gives you double work, and you don't even have a clean finish. So I used to use that shovel to lift up my fondant. Another thing I used to use it for was to use for my flowers. So when I'm making flowers, I use them a lot, especially if you're into sugar flowers. A shovel tool will come in really handy. So please look at getting one, or look into getting one for your cake business this 2023. It's a short, tiny tool, like you can see on the screen, or if you've seen in my videos. Just use it to neatly pick up your fondant. If you want to, I think we should be aiming for neater, cleaner cakes this 2023. So that tool, as tiny as it is powerful. Like I would say, it's powerful, if you permit me to say, and you need to have it in your cake arsenal this 2023. Okay, so please, number 2 is your shovel tool. Get yourself one. So number 3 is your gem smoother. Okay, I don't know what it's called here, but at home back in Nigeria we used to popularly call it gem smoothers. I think that's the name. If you check on the pack, you're going to see the name gem smoother. So it's really good for those of you who are fondant lovers, for those of you who make fondant cakes. You use it for smoothing your fondants and also for achieving sharp edges. So it comes in a pair of 2, which you use for the top and for the side, and then you just go around your fondant like so. You just keep smoothing, going around your fondant, and it has such sharp edges. They look blunt, but they are sharp for cutting fondant. So you can just slice. You can just use it to slice through your fondant, and it will just cut it neatly like a razor blade. So you want to look at getting that. If you're a fondant fan, if you're a fondant lover and you make fondant cakes, it is good for smoothing. Like I said, it is sharp, so be careful if you are working with it so fast and you don't pay attention, or you're not careful enough. It can tear your fondant. Your cake that you've already covered, you can just slice it and then give you an open mark, and then you have to just look for how to patch it. So please, when you're using your gem smoothers, work carefully. Don't get to the point where it will tear your fondant. Even when you flip your fondant upside down, you use it to just push your fondant all the way from top to bottom like that, going all the way around, and then you can neatly cut with a craft knife. Okay, so that's how your gem smoother comes in. I know that it's not too popular. Maybe here, I've not really seen it here, but back home, I know there are other tools here. I don't know what they're called. I know there's this plastic and there's the acrylic one. There are different types here, but back home in Nigeria, we have the gem smoother. So please, whichever works in your location and whichever is available, please get yourself one so that it makes working with fondants easier and you can achieve your sharp edges without much stress. Now, I'm taking a quick break to tell you about the Cake Business Blueprints class that I have coming up in February. It is for bakers who are looking to transform their cake businesses, transform themselves, and then transform their cake businesses. It's a new year, and the new year presents us with new opportunities to do things better. So this class is for you. It's for those of you in wherever you are in the world. I don't even want to call any country, but wherever you are in the world, UK, US, Canada, I ended up calling countries, Tanzania, Gambia, Sierra Leone, wherever you are, Nigeria, you can sign up for this class. So please send me a message. I'm going to put the flyer on the screen now. Send me a message to ibakecakestick@gmail.com. I have an early bird fee running if you would like to be a part of this class. We're going to talk about vision boarding, goal setting, creating the dream cake business you desire. I'm going to be talking about cake pricing for those who don't know it as well. I'm going to be talking about a couple of other things. I'm going to be talking to you one-on-one. My arms are open to embrace you and to teach you. Look, I'm tired of seeing all this, low standard things, people just not doing things or getting it right when it comes to their cake businesses. If you want to stand out, then this class is for you. Please send me an email right away if you need further details, if you need payment details and you want to sign up. Please send me an email right now. No, not right now. After the video, send me an email and I'll respond to you. Okay, so back to our underrated must-have cake tools for 2023. The next tool I'm going to be talking about is a sieve. Sieve, as easy as it sounds, a mesh sieve. It's so underrated and people don't talk about it, and we end up having issues. Most people or most bakers end up having issues with their buttercream, with their cakes. I've seen someone who doesn't sieve her icing sugar. Is it icing sugar or flour? Yeah, it was flour. Okay, I had this person working for me, and then one day I noticed she was working with flour, and then before I knew it, the flour was already in the bowl, and I'm like, that was in my mind. I'm like, that's too fast. If this thing was actually sieved, she shouldn't have been done by now. And then I asked, did you actually sieve this thing? And she said no. So you do not sieve your flour? She said no. I don't know if it's compulsory over here. I think the flour is different or whatever, but I would highly recommend that you get yourself a cake sieve. Not a cake sieve. I would highly recommend that you get yourself a sieve. A mesh sieve will be much fine, will be much better. The one that looks like a fishnet, I don't know if it's fishnet, but the one that looks like it's cloth like, it's fabric like. I don't know how best to describe it, but it's called a mesh sieve. The one with the white you know, the white net, the white sieve, please get that one. It's easy because you just do it like this and your flour just keeps coming out. You don't really necessarily need to use your hand. If you want to use your hand, it's fine, but it's just so easy to sieve your flour so that you have a clean, sweet looking batter. So I find that when it comes to buttercream, most issues that people have is buttercream not being smooth. It's grainy, it has, you know, dots, it's not smooth and all of that. And one of the major reasons I have found out is that people do not sieve their icing sugar. So why are you not sieving your icing sugar? Even here, I sieve my icing sugar. I don't trust to just buy icing sugar and then start using it. So I sieve it so that it's smooth, it is fine, it's powdery or powder-like, and then I can use it for my buttercream. So please, you need to get yourself a sieve. It is very, very important, super important. I know that some people sieve their chocolate batter, those oil-based chocolate batters, they sieve it so that it comes out really neat, smooth and fine. I don't do that, but that's just one of the ways that a sieve, a mesh sieve, will come in handy and you can use, you know, to achieve a good, you know, clean batter for your cake. So please consider getting one if you do not have a mesh sieve in 2023. Now, the fifth tool I'm going to be talking about is a scale. So you need a scale, whether a digital scale or a manual scale, like the analog scale. I don't know, I think they call it analog scale. So you need either of these. Before I got myself a digital scale, I was using that scale. I'm going to insert a picture on the screen. That was what I was using to measure my batter. Now, people have asked me a couple of times, how do I get even batter? How do I get the same height of cakes for my batter? One is higher than the other, and it's very, very straightforward and simple. You scale or you weigh or you measure your batter. So probably you baked 500 grams of red velvet and you want to have it uniform. 500 grams to go into 4 pans, into 4 8-inch pans. So what we do after baking will be to put them into all the 4 pans, the 500 grams of red velvet batter, put it into 4 pans and then place it on our scale. So we'll put it and then read the weight for the first pan, the second pan, the third pan, the fourth pan. Sometimes it might take a little bit of time trying to adjust and get equal heights for everything. So straightforward, I just work with close metrics or close numbers. So it could be like 1.1 kg, another one could be like 1.2 kg, another one could be like 1 point, you know, that within that range basically. So just within that range basically. So that is one thing that you need. You need to get a scale to scale your batter for measurements. Either you're working with grams or working with cups, please get yourself one. It will really, really come in handy, especially when you want to, you know, achieve even cakes, like the same height, the same, you know, whatever, uniformity and all of that. Get yourself a scale. It's either you get yourself a digital one or you get yourself the manual or analog scale. I believe that you've enjoyed this video. If you've enjoyed it, please don't forget to smash the like button right away. Smash the like button for me, please. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're yet to subscribe. And please don't forget the cake class that I talked about. Registration is open, registration is on. I've put the flyer on my Instagram page. I'm also going to upload it on my community tab here on YouTube. So please don't forget to reach out to me if you'll be interested. Thank you so much for watching my video. Until I see you in my next video, stay happy, stay safe, and stay blessed.